Do you want to learn more about the real Belize and listen to locals and expat stories that are actually living here in Belize? Well, you're in the right place right now. You're listening to Belize Talk Radio, and I'm your host, Macarena Rose. Welcome everybody to Belize Talk Radio, and I'm your host Macarena Rose. And so what are we talking about today? Well, we're talking about Belize and everything and anything to do with Belize. And you know, you've heard me talk before about this common thread that I'm finding lately of people that are moving to Belize. And 10 years ago when I did it with teenagers, it was an anomaly, and there weren't too many people like me that had done that. And I'm finding now that people aren't coming to Belize to retire now. They're coming before. And they're bringing their kids and their family, and they're making it not just a sabbatical, they're making it a lifestyle change. And so today I wanted to share with you a beautiful family, and we have Randy and Susan Barnes, and Alora will join us later, their daughter, and they moved here from the States. And welcome to the show. Welcome to Belize Talk Radio.
Well,
Thank you.
We're glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. And it's true that, I was lonely. I was looking for people that had, homeschooled or had their children in school that were from abroad. And you all are here. So I wish you all were here 10 years ago. I'm glad you're here now.
Well, we didn't have anybody 10 years ago. We adopted a little girl. Most people retired our age, and we chose instead to adopt. So we got a little girl from Thailand. And what we didn't know at the time is that actually her pituitary gland must have shut down because she's never grown. So she's still a little girl 7 years later. And the thing that we found is that here in Belize, she has grown. She's done so well. And of course, this is so much like her home in Thailand, the climate and everything, that she's not cold as much. She still wears a jacket when the rest of us are shedding clothes, but and the other thing is that it is so wonderful because we have a personal relationship with the school, with the principal, and we know that she's being looked after there. She's interacting in a way that she never did before, and I guess the biggest thing is one of the reasons why we moved to Belize is, our key word, freedom. And she is free from having to go under the medical tyranny that's up in the States, because people don't realize that they have no choice. And of course, we being alternative healthcare practitioners never participated in it anyway, but it's really nice to know that she's free to be able to choose.
Yeah, there's also educational tyranny too. The school system in the States, public school system in the States, generates people that take orders and don't ask questions and lose their creativity. And we had to struggle to get her into alternative schools in the States. And here she has time to play, where if she went to a public school in the States, she would not have time to play, which is where you develop your creativity.
Playing's fun. I'm an adult and I want to play. So first of all, share with the audience, where did you come from? Where did you hail from, and before you came to Belize?
Well, we came from the Four Corners area, New Mexico, Colorado, in that area, and that's where we had our offices and schools and homes that we did ourselves. We were self-employed as naturopathic chiropractors and educators, holistic educators, and New Thought ministry.
And now we are blessed to have you all here in Belize because they are yummy and amazing. And I'm always blessed. I always want to come to you right away. As a matter of fact, I was coming in the other day and I emailed you ahead of time going, can I set my appointment? And then my day took off, so we still have to have that appointment. But the fact that you all, the therapy that you do and the treatments that you do are off the charts amazing. But you work together. And it is such a synchronicity of how you work together with the treatments. You follow, it's like some guidance you're following when you know where to touch and what to do.
Well, part of it, Randy comes from a more intuitive point, and of course I was trained more in traditional Chinese, and you go this point for here and that point for there, and so it's been really wonderful to be able to put it together. And then of course he does a lot of neuromuscular work, which what we found when we went to China is that they limited themselves partly because they were so stuck in a tradition that they couldn't see outside the box.
Okay.
And so Randy comes in with more of a European training with the neuromuscular and the polarity and things like that. And by doing that, we can be much more effective. What we found is that when we work together, we can get people out of pain more quickly, and it will last longer. And so it's much better for us to work together. And then, you've got 4 hands on a person. It's yummy. Yeah. Well, but the other thing is that they have no idea, if that person is eliciting maybe a little discomfort, do they go there or do they go where the other hands are, and they're never quite sure. So, but basically what we're doing is something very unique for the States, but even if it weren't just the work I do, there's only about 98 people in the whole United States that even do the type of work that I do.
And we have you in Belize.
Which is absolutely wonderful.
Amen. We're very thankful. I know that, the fact that when you all moved here, to be able to know that you guys would be opening and doing this business, and the therapies was for me I was very thankful. But to know that you were going to teach people, wow, because you truly can then, pay it forward and empower other people to be able to help and heal.
Well, and that's just the thing. It's called empowerment. And that's what we want to do. Empower people to be aware of their own body, to be aware of that there are things that are natural, that are much more effective than any of the drugs, because it works with the body. And that's what you want. You're strengthening and you're empowering. And that's something that we feel is really positive.
I agree. And I think actually the fact that you are empowering others to do that lets them be who they are, and gives them a frame of reference of having something to be able to do that. How yummy is it to be able to, work on people and have them feel better when they leave you? I mean, that's yummy. And in Belize, we are in a place that we definitely, we have so many natural things around us. It is such a correlation for y'all to be here, and it makes sense to me. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to learn more about them and this wonderful family here in Belize. I'm your host, Macarena Rose, on the Overseas Radio Network.
Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena.